Hey, it's DSDude464 bringing you more great news, info, and updates about the upcoming shooter Hunt Showdown. First, if you don't actually know what Hunt Showdown is, then I've linked my other two videos explaining what the game is down below in the description, so definitely be sure to check those out if you have any questions about what the game is. The first video is just kind of explains what the game actually is and its core concept, and the second video is all about the lore that we know so far behind the game. So, anyway, back into what we're talking about. Earlier today, Crytek released a new article on their official website. This article goes over what a first-time hunter's loadout might look like. Now, I think the coolest thing about this article is they actually tell us more about some of the weapons and gear that we're going to actually be able to equip when we're moving out into the field. So, I decided to make a video outlining some of the weapons and gear we know are coming, and maybe theorize on what we might be seeing. So first, let's start with the new article. One thing I really liked in this article is how much they want you to feel like the weapons are yours. The next quote from the article really helps to drive that home, I feel like. Quote, "The weapons and equipment these hunters carry have done time in the field, been modified with whatever was at hand, and splattered with blood and mud and sweat and grime. Death lies visibly upon them, as it does the faces of those who have fought these strange terrors and lived to repeat the experience." Now, this makes me really hope that there's at least some sort of customization for your weapons. I mean, nothing crazy like Call of Duty skins or anything like that, but nice, believable changes that just make the weapon more yours. You know, maybe some engravings on the side, or being able to choose what material makes up the butt of the weapon. Anyway, I'm getting slightly off topic, so let's get back here. This article informed us that each hunter can carry one double-handed weapon, one one-handed weapon, 3 tools, and 3 consumables. Now, how you choose to equip yourself is entirely up to you and what you feel like best suits your style. The weapons and gear they outline do fall within these guidelines. And the first weapon is the Sparks LRR, which I believe stands for Long Range Rifle. It is described as a rifle designed for big game hunting. It can deal a large amount of damage very accurately from a long distance, but only holds 1 cartridge at a time. Now, from what I could find during my research, this doesn't seem to be an actual rifle, but the closest things I could find to it was the Nitro Express rifle, also known as the Elephant Gun. Now, as you can see, this looks pretty similar to the Sparks LR pictured in the article, and it also looks like a beast of a rifle. I mean, look at the size of those cartridges. It definitely looks like a weapon that would be a lot of fun to use, and just, I bet you could really feel the power behind that. Now, the next weapon on our list is the Caldwell Rival 78 hand cannon. This is, for the most part, your standard double-barrel sawed-off shotgun, built for widespread damage and it's best used at close range. This is a weapon that would really be great paired with the Sparks LLR, so that you have that long-range damage from the Sparks and the short-range power with that hand cannon. So now, we're going to move on to some of the gear that they will be bringing. First up is the electric light. The biggest thing to remember about this device is to make sure that you use it with caution. Using it in the dark makes you very visible to both other players and monsters alike. With that being said, though, it could be very useful for looking for hidden clues or seeing monsters in the dark, or maybe even blinding other players. I'm not quite sure how it will work. I think that would be really cool, though. You know, maybe a player just walks into a dark room and you instantly shine it in their eyes and it'll disorient them. I think that would be cool. And so next up, we have the first aid kit. It's a very common tool that we see within modern video games. Pretty self-explanatory. You can use it to either heal yourself or your partner. And finally, the last item that we have from the article is the firebomb, or what many of us would call a Molotov cocktail. So you can use these bad boys to blanket an area in flames. It's great for crowd control or blocking off certain areas from other players. So these are the only ones that we have actual explanations for. So the rest I'll be talking about are weapons and gear that are confirmed either on the site or in the gameplay, but don't have any explanations yet. So first up, we have the crossbow. This is a pretty straightforward weapon, most likely able to silently do some decent damage while sacrificing reload speed. Next up is the Mosin Nagant Automat. This is a weapon I'm personally super excited for. The Mosin Nagant is a beast of a rifle, and them turning it into more or less of an automatic rifle is amazing. It's a somewhat higher caliber rifle that really packs a punch. Next is the Caldwell conversion chain pistol, which I just think looks so cool. I think it actually has one of the coolest designs of these weapons we've seen so far. It looks like your basic Magnum handgun for the most part, but instead of it being lame and only having 6 chambers, they decided to strap a whole bunch of separate chambers together for some rapid-fire fun. I'm definitely thinking this is going to be my go-to one-handed weapon, but we'll wait to see if there's anything else that comes up, maybe any other one-handed weapons that I'm going to like more. So next we have the barbed wire bomb, or sorry, just the barbed bomb. Now, this weapon actually does have a description to go with it. Deadly when thrown, this crude and cruel homemade grenade features a 360-degree impact trigger and sets a short fuse. Once lodged into a surface, for instance flesh, its prongs ensure that it sticks in place long enough for the explosive to go off. Now, this sounds like a super fun device to use. It honestly looks like just a stick of dynamite that is in a sort of cage contraption, has some nails and barb on it so that it really sticks into whatever you throw it at. I think it's going to be really cool to throw onto one of those big bloated leech creatures and just watch them explode. It's going to be awesome. Next up is the wonderful looking Winfield Talon, which I think is actually my favorite gun so far. It looks like a good old-fashioned repeater rifle with some nasty looking blades attached to the butt of the rifle. So, this looks great because you could be dealing some distant damage as a monster is starting to get closer and closer to you, and then once it gets close, you can finish it off with the butt of the gun and just slash it into pieces, and I just think that is so awesome. So now, we have the Concertina bomb. This is the bomb that you see them use here at the end of the gameplay. They say that it's a barbed wire bomb that acts as an area denial tool. Now, at the bottom of the screen, we can see what the gear menu may actually look like. We have what appears to be the Massenagunt, a pistol that we've seen in the gameplay but don't really know much about, the electric light, a knife, a flare, a bandage, the firebomb, and I think that's the Concertina bomb there at the end. Now, there are a couple points I need to make here. First, I know it's a bandage because we see him use it later in the video to stop himself from bleeding when he is attacked by the hive. Also, it looks like the knife is going to be a piece of equipment that you actually have to choose to equip if you want to bring it with you. It's not something like in Call of Duty or Modern Warfare. Call of Duty and Modern Warfare are the same thing. Call of Duty and Battlefield, where you just always have that knife with you. You have to actually choose one of your gear slots if you want to bring that with you. So that's just some things to think about there. And you know, you guys, I don't know about you, but this is some awesome looking weapons and gear, and I can't wait to see what else the people at Crytek have in store for us. I'm so sure that there's going to be some awesome things coming. I personally think that at first I'm going to be having the Winfield Talon as my two-handed weapon and the chain pistol as my one-handed weapon. Not quite so sure about the gear yet. I definitely think I'll be trying out that Concertina bomb. It looks pretty sweet, but we'll have to see what else they're going to reveal for us. But I am also interested to see what kind of weapons and gear you guys are interested in. Is there a weapon or gear that you're really excited to use? If there is, definitely let me know down in the comments below what you plan to put into your loadout. And you guys, I can't tell you enough how excited I am for this game. It is going to be amazing and so much fun. And if you're excited as well, then definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all of the great news, updates, and info about Hunt Showdown. Thanks for watching, you guys, and remember, hunt together or die alone.